Like the masterpiece, we'll embrace it to give a good creativity to have a panning on effect. Let's have both muscle cars will replace the Dodge Charger RT426 Hemi 1968 and the Challenger SRT Demon by having both Porsche vehicles on the 2016 Cayman GT4 and 911 GT3 RS Type 991 as well. Gonna to put the 911 is on the right, and for the Cayman GT4 on the left, replace and give a good both cars to have a nice same model version and give a different precision on the same main background scape. Just have to turn the camera around and go right over here to have both Porsche cars to have my UDRS in Sportec will have to be changed up on the preset effects. Just have to give the pop art check, have anything to do with the mask, and go prefer to have this layer check and give it much more sunset emphasis. Just give one filter, just make it much more adding up by the shadow boost. Okay, now for the filter, this will have to go adding up by a bleach bypass is gonna have to go check and make it much more perfection on the set. Alright, there you go, and take a good position and picture it, rendering, and wait until the magic is going to be a make more creative. Beautiful and much more quite brighter to be embraced to have both Porsche cars to be driving on the open road will feel the horizon. So that's a good demonstration to have some good scape background to be on the main example on 13 selection by doing one good panning on the curve-based sense of speed. But speaking of which, the next day until now, I'll have to be ready up and get set to have some 3 cars we'll put to the test as the weekly challenges is about to be open on Friday. But I'll have to go visit in sport mode, just like last month when we used the Gran Turismo F3500-A at Autodromo National Monza. But I hope the Porsche 911 GT1 Strassen version has now made it on time and good perfect go record to be at position 6,914 place by a minute 55.398 seconds will receive 2 million Gran Turismo credit. Halfway there to go up by 100 million folks. I can hardly feel it, and this will get down to have the BMW C4 3.0i 2003 will go on the B course at Sardegna Road Track in forward direction. Now, the regulation is about to be set by the Comfort Stop tires, and Gold record ejected is about to be set by a minute 40.134 seconds on comparison to top cars at 3%. Entry period is open on February 27 and ends in March 13, 2025. So I'll have to start out and call dibs and have one vehicle to be selected for the brand central along with the other one just to be reserved to have the wide body kit in the used car dealership after I just recently purchased earlier. Then it's all set, raring to go, and BOP applied on low speed track is about to go faster up and give the roadster will be filled for a more sporty version on the track. I can't think about the BMW C4 3.0i is quite good to be original ever since by playing Gran Turismo 4 back from 2004. Much more enjoyable and very good to be style on a convertible that also to be featured to have some different options whenever you're visiting to the GT Auto since Gran Turismo 5 and Gran Turismo 6. However, in Gran Turismo 7, this is going to be quite giving a good interesting to have one roadster without having a wide body kit, or if you're about to go for it to have a best pick to have a wide body kit as well with some different set of custom options is about to be very much more yet different. So I'll have to be set and go for a ranking board to have the global ranking will get down and have available GT players by the main example if I had to go for a minute, 38 or 39 seconds depends on the time of the decimal. Okay folks, I found one player and perfect example to have a minute 39.319 seconds on the icon made by ArcIris00 in position 1079 place. Got to load up the ghost, challenge accept, and be prepared to have a good amaze of the roadster is going to be quite good for a basic sports car and well designed to have some custom parts will be taken to the track. Now I'll have to go on board and take a good look to this nice interior view. Is well designed to have a nice black leather, and aluminum trim style is more perfect to be indeed. But also yet to have a nice sound of the inline 6 engine is more perfectly to be built and beautiful to have a nice amount of performance. But good thing I just picked the right one for the brand Central rather than have the second one on a different color on the used car dealership. Now first lap and give a warm up until the second lap and onward we have to go improvise and get focused onto the main goal objectives. But the style itself is quite perfect for the Roadster, just like the BMW C8 is much more iconic and more beautiful. Especially for the C4 3.0i, the handling looks so very much more fitted to have a nice balance in the FR layout drivetrain. So I just had to go driving on in to have turn number 3 and go straight on the brake zone at turn 4. We'll have to go on the first sector at the end. Steering wheel onto the left. I can't say, it turns out well basic and much more comfort on the soft tires by default is quite actually to give a good Roadster will be put up as part of the main racing objective to be entered on Autodrome Lago Maggiore in the West in European FR Challenge 550. So here comes the second sector. Got to go down and go for a straight line to have the left turn corner before coming up, and the brake zone is about to go mark on the apex by touching in and hill climb before proceed into sector 3. Okay, it's doing well and more perfectly to have the lap time challenge is about to have a one good car to be on the first hands-on impression. So time of day in late afternoon by 4:11 p.m. But this is going to be my late afternoon drive, and perfectly to have a good car will be put up onto the test. Now coming into the final corner, just might have to get there and give a good solid on the C4 in style to go full stretch and watch for the top speed is about to get closer before moving on to have the second lap. Okay, first lap cleared by 1:49.039 seconds. Time to go offense and have the chase on the ghost car before switching up on the hood cam. For instance, the C4 can actually do a little bit more faster to catch up onto the main ghost car after I just been recently onto the lap time challenge previous at Fuji International Speedway in the cloudy with a chance on the wet. So the fourth turn is coming in closer, have my ghost car to stay behind and go climbing up to have a main push to go follow the line and have a good eye on the apex. But the total mileage, we'll have to go back in sector 2 and have turn number 5 to go up and go down on the straight. So watch the gap distance as I'm about to go improvement and go on the main focus to catch up to the ghost car on the same C4 3.0i. Steady as it goes and mark on the apex to go touching up on the second one, then hill climb in sector 3. We'll have to go on the next turn by the left. Okay, it's doing well. My C4 is on 2.5 seconds until the final corner. We'll be coming up and watch yourselves. This line and the apex is all about to have a good aim on the moment until you'll have to take a good improvement to have this new lap time challenge as part of the February 2025 update. So more likely and courtesy example to have the bronze level, we'll have to put myself to go update into the silver level by 1:42.054 seconds. Time to go toughen up and dirt lap times the charm. Okay, looks like this ghost car is doing well perfectly and very much more indeed as the gap distance still pushes up and go continue on to have a main gap on the minus by 0.042 seconds. Just might need to get my time to go sensory by relaxation and give a pleasant thoughts and have a good watchful eye on the main ghost car as I'm about to go back in sector 2. There we go. That's good by 0.3 seconds and coming down by the hill and have the yellow highlight to go mark up and give it more pushes to be climbing up and have the next turn to go back again. It's going to be a little bit risky, but I had to go. Perfect brake is gonna have to do a clarify moment. Okay, third sector, just work it up and get that main gap distance to be updated from 0.06 seconds and make it more into 0.7 seconds. Alright, there we go. Just have to go to the final corner and make it more reflex to be dive in and make that long nose on the front and ordinary on the balance. We'll have to keep a good amount by 50-50 according to the stats of performance. Alright, that's good by a minute, 41.154 seconds, almost there, and just have to get one step closer towards reaching up the goal. Just might have to go contested which is which. The main ghost car on the front is still doing well, keep up the improvement, as my previous ghost car is still doing well by a different perspective on the update. Now coming in by the fourth turn, this challenge is all about to have the roadster will be put up for a brand new part of the challenge. Turn 5 coming in and right back at the second sector. It's going a little bit faster. Now I'll have to go early brake and perfection zone to get there and mark on the apex onto the blue spot. Just have to be careful without going off the track. Just make a good comfort soft tires and straight back at sector 3. Okay, that was a close call, and momentarily to have the main ghost car as usual is still trying to catch up onto my main pace. Almost there to have the final corner to keep it nice and careful and stay by 0.6 seconds behind the gap, as the fourth lap will go clear onward to take the fifth lap if it's going to be reached up onto the goal level. But there we go, 1 minute 40.568 seconds. Time to go overtime and first turn just to be the same exact as the usual. Alright, so I finally get the hang of it, and the C4 3.0i is a good kind of a roadster to be driving on the course, and give a good inline 6 engine is well outfit to give a much more impressive on the roadster performance. Just like the Mazda Roadster S and the Model 2015, the BMW C4 which is very more perfectly to have the most roadster version and given much more consideration to have a main title as a Spider version. But the fifth lap is now currently by ongoing, and that will have to call it for a day to have session 1 and perfectly to have my current record to be placed up by a total of time in 7 minutes 16.981 seconds. With short attempts and current workout on driving marathon as of today by 11.4 miles plus 4.8 equals 16.3. Now let's have a good check on 3 sectors. Highlight mark on the green on lap number 3 in the first sector by 36.288 seconds, along with lap number 4 in sector 2 and 3, 30.338 seconds and 33.924 seconds. A special thank you for ArcIris00 for having one good lap time by under a minute and 40 seconds to get myself prepared and have one good experience when driving the BMW C4 3.0i 2003 is a good kind of a 2000s modern roadster. Let's have a good look. Comparison the top cars at 3.45% and I'm at position 7,198 place. Average good and double on the replay to go saved by the normal and best lap time after minutes by come up with a thumbnail image. Looks good, basic, and much more modern roadster as I ever wanted to enjoy for having a good C4 3.0i is the most nostalgia on every Gran Turismo game since GT4 back from 2004. Now let's have a custom race, and this time same location and layout B in forward direction to be ready up to have my 90 of my OCs will be ready to join the fun. Both settings complete, and this will have to go by 2 laps. We'll take a good look to have my OCs will be going for a different vehicle, and the other ones will be remain as well. So I got Horizon Haynes is on the Mazda Roadster NR-A 2022, along with the others. Just to be clarified, if you're about to pause the video to have the list of the vehicle and my OCs is going to be quite good to be double checked, especially with the 3 J sisters. We'll have to go with 3 variants on the Toyota A6 as well. Along with J. Lee Diamond, we'll be choosing the TBR Tuscan Speed 6 2000, and J. Lee Diamond will go for the Lamborghini Miura P400 Bertone Prototype 1967, while I'll have to take the last position by using the same current vehicle. We'll apply and have 2 laps will be reduced on the duration to get set on the grid start. All set and raring to go by 30,000 GT credit on the price, and label on the first will be calculated on the performance from the comfort stop, and early purchase into the sports stop compound tires will have to go reduced into under 550 performance points. But it's been a while since my OCs and I just really enjoyed having a lot of fun since Grand Valley Highway 1 in forward direction at the Big Sur Highway 1 coast of California. More likely, and this will have to get down to have some different road car for my OCs will be put up to the test, and different experience will to be well dreams to be driven. Now onto the car settings. As I said before, automatically to go equipped and have 536.28 performance point is about to go update and make it much more improved to be efficient, just like using on the comfort stop tires on the latest lap time challenge on the same course with different condition to be on the normal partly cloudy. As of today's current forecast, it's going to be a nice late afternoon and sunny day. Is going to be a perfect time to go for a full road car party. Let's start the party to go grid start at the countdown and ready up to have 3 seconds until going on the green, and have the United Defense Reformation Service will take the first one to call dibs. And it's up right now, and look at J. Reed Diamond, folks. She's driving on the TBR Tuscan Speed 6, and my fellow UDRS operator is about to go challenging up each other before the first turn is about to be coming in at lap 1. So I had to get behind with JV Diamond going in, and looks like J. Lee in the Lamborghini Miura is on the 16th place. Better make sure if I had to keep it nice and clean and follow the line on 3 sectors to go up, go down, and go hill climb on the 3rd sector. Alright, here comes the 4th turn. Just have to get behind on Gash Bernandez in the Toyota GR86 along with Arcadia in the Ford Roadster 1960 model. Alright, outstanding. Now gonna have to get behind with the Miura. Horizon is going down to be on the 12th position, so I'll have to take the slipstream and get behind to go avoid a contact. Alright, very good tactical strategy, and make it much more clean contact to be avoidable to see how the C4 can actually to be faced up with a classic and modern vehicle during the road car of the race if you're about to take this one to the World Touring Car 600. Now going up on the 3rd sector, J. Lee is about to be attempted overtake at Jerry Collins in the Chevy Corvette CR-1 4th generation 1989. So I had to catch up to her. Just make the right side and overtake the J sister of Lust. There we go. Just make a good paces up onto the final corner. But looks like J. Reed is about to catch up to my beloved OC Lexia. She's on the 8th position, so I had to join up with her and go on a double overtake by having one J sister of beauty and my beloved OC as a represent lieutenant of the United Defense Reformation Service before entered in lap 2 as the final lap. But way to go, Henry, you did good, and clear record by a minute 46.475 seconds as the total gap by remain in 13 seconds to go. Alright, Carden is doing good. Looks like Lance Lawrenson Reyes is doing well on the 6th position. He's doing well and well tested temporarily for the Mazda Roadster touring car as a very good kind of a variation for only one operator of the Terran Dominion. Now going back at Sector 2, looks like Angela is about to go quicker up on the offense to have overtake at Jenna Watkins when using the Avila Prototype 2024. Alright, there we go. Moving on to the 4th. and 3 more cars to go. The C4 3.0i is doing good to be indeed. But hopefully, if I had to catch up to Cerulean and Genesis, just might have to take the third and last sector, overtake the Subaru Impreza Coupe WRX Type R STI version 6. It looks like my man Genesis is doing well to be driving on the RE Amira FD3S RX-7. Alright Hardenik, it's all yours and you can take the podium. I don't mind. It's all about having a front race and have one good newest additional road car is going to be a perfect roadster for every Gran Turismo players and BMW fans. And there you have it. I just made it on time and ended up in second place along with Genesis is doing well tuned up to have a good UDRS Inspotech livery for the RE Amira FD3S RX-7. Now let's see the faster lap results, and there you have it. I just beat Henry Hardenik's lap time by a minute 43.225 seconds as I just claim and go faster on lap 2. But much good enough, and 29,400 GT credit is quite good to be on the warm-up and work out by 5.3 miles and adding up by 22.2 miles equals in 27.5. And there's the 4-star relay ticket acquired and have one additional replay to be called in to have a good lap number 2 to be on the main scene. So let's do it right now and make it more quicker to have it take place in sector 2. Just have this capture thumbnail image here and more likely just only have the second part conclusion for the BMW C4 3.0i 2003 will be disturbed by having one content replay. I would give the BMW C4 2003 3.0i 2003 a 10-star rating, and 5 out of 5 roadster is very good to be popular of all time. Now for car number 2 to be tested, and next up, Pescia 205 GTI 98A will go to Osage Village on the forward direction. And also to be featured to have a 1-make race as a special event is going to be going on feature to take a 3-lap challenge. But more likely, I'll have to be save it later on and get down to have a same part of the custom race with my OCs will be bring out the go butter fun. Just have to go into 2 laps and price credit at 61,800 credit. Let's give it a try and feel retro for only one French hot hatch car is about to be set and have a vehicle test number 2 with my OCs to go for a fun round. Just like race 1 on Sardegna Road Track B course layout for the Roadster, and classic hot hatch vehicle is about to be turning up and get practice to have a 2-lap warm-up to be prior to the weekly challenges as a 1-make race special event. I can't say about the hot hatch vehicle is quite perfectly to go race up and serving as a first generation model as a 205 GTI 98.8. But one more thing as a reminder, I got everything set up by having 3 compound tires in sports category with a hard, medium, and soft. But I'll have to start out with a sports medium and give a good performance point from 396.19 into 458.80 performance points. That will have to bring out and give a good FF style will be proven up and get tested to see how it feels.